Oh. What a busy morning that was. But now it's time for lunch. Oh, hello there. I'm Mr. Perkins. I'm one of the engine drivers on the island of Sodor. But I'm on my lunch break now. I've left Thomas waiting on a siding. I like coming to Mr. Edward's signal box to have my lunch. But before I do, I'd like to reply to a letter I've had from a girl called Sally. We get a lot of letters here at the railway. Look at this postcard of the Blue Mountain Quarry. It's a great picture, isn't it? Dear Sally, thank you for your letter. I thought you might enjoy this postcard of the Blue Mountain Quarry, one of the most exciting places on the island of Sodor. Things can get pretty noisy up here, but if you work in a place like this, you have to get used to a little noise. The engines who work here are narrow-gauge engines like Luke, Peter Sam and Sir Handel. The narrow tracks they run on make it much easier to manage the tight turns and thin ledges as they bring stones down from the upper levels. There's a steep incline for raising empty trucks up to the top and lowering full ones down to the bottom. Here, the stone can be transferred to standard gauge trucks to be taken away and delivered to anywhere on the island or shipped off to the mainland and beyond. Not so long ago, there was a big accident at the quarry when Blondin Bridge collapsed. Luckily, nobody was hurt. But poor Aeneas nearly came off the rails. Thankfully, the bridge has been repaired now, and all the narrow-gauge engines continue to do the really useful job of providing stone for buildings and bridges and walls. Yours sincerely, Mr. Perkins. Right, I'll post that later. Now, I think it's time for my sandwiches. Oh, soup and cheese and pickle sandwiches. Just what I like. See you later. Oh, hello again. I finished my lunch, but I've still got a bit of time before I take Thomas out again. We're pulling trucks this afternoon. Everyone knows trucks can be troublesome, but engines can be troublesome too. Just listen to this story about the little narrow-gauge engine, Sir Handel, and how he plays a trick on his controller and Peter Sam. Sir Handel grumbled continually. "My controller makes me shunt," he complained, "and take trucks to quarries too. I'm highly sprung and I suffer dreadfully." "Our controllers don't understand our feelings," sympathised Gordon. "Now, if you were ill," he winked, "you couldn't go, could you?" "Good idea," said Sir Handel. "I'll try it." That Gordon, he's telling Sir Handel to play a trick on his controller. "I don't feel well," Sir Handel groaned the next morning. So the trucks were coupled behind Peter Sam. Sniggered Sir Handel. Peter Sam didn't mind the extra work. The trucks chattered behind him, but he paid no attention. Slate comes from quarries high up in the hills. It travels down in trucks on a steep railway called an incline. Peter Sam never bumped trucks unless they misbehaved. Sir Handel bumped them even if they were good, so they didn't like him. The trucks coming down the incline couldn't see Peter Sam. They thought it was Sir Handel and wanted to get their own back. "Faster, faster," they grumbled, and broke the rope with a crack. "Hurrah, hurrah," they roared. Peter Sam saw them hurtling down the hill towards him. He shut his eyes. The crash jerked him backwards, and a flying slate smashed a water channel. Peter Sam was soaked from funnel to cab. "Bust my buffers," exclaimed Rusty when he saw him. "What a mess!" Rusty soon pulled Peter Sam away from the water. Peter Sam felt battered. He thanked Rusty and limped slowly home. "I'm sorry about your accident, Peter Sam," said Sir Handel. "I always stand well back. Trucks don't like me, you see." "Why didn't you warn me?" I didn't think. You never do, said the stern voice of the thin controller. You can start now while you're doing Peter Sam's work, as well as your own. Silly Sir Handel. He never should have listened to Gordon. I guess pretending he was ill wasn't such a good idea after all. Well, that's my lunch break over. Better get back to Thomas. Oh, I hope he's not planning to play any tricks on me. He can be cheeky sometimes. Bye.